Have you ever posted a YouTube short and just gotten, well, nothing? 0 views? I'm here to tell you that's not bad luck. It's the algorithm. And today, we're gonna pull back that curtain and show you exactly how it decides if your video lives or dies.
You know, it's probably one of the most frustrating feelings for any creator. You pour hours into making a great short, you hit publish, and crickets. This isn't just a random thing. It is a deliberate decision by the algorithm, and it all comes down to this one hidden metric that you've probably never even heard of.
That's right. Before a single person even sees your video, YouTube has already kind of sized up your channel based on this hidden score. This one number basically determines your fate right from the moment you hit upload.
So let's start at square one. When you create a new channel, you're at the starting line, and your first goal, it's not to go viral. Nope, it's simply to prove to YouTube that you're a real human being who can be trusted.
So, this hidden metric is called a trust score. Just think of it like YouTube's internal rating for your channel. They're always asking themselves, is this creator's content gonna keep people on our platform? If you have a high score, they see you as a pretty good bet. But a low score, you're a risk they're just not willing to take.
And really, that's the bottom line. If your trust score is too low, YouTube's not going to risk showing your content to anybody. They'll just push a video from a channel they already trust instead. It's what creators call zero-view jail, and it is the direct result of having a low trust score.
So how do you build that trust? How do you break out of this jail? Well, it all comes down to proving you're a real person. First, try to use an aged channel and email. Something that has a bit of history. Second, make sure that account has actually been active, not just created yesterday. But honestly, this third one, it's the real game changer. Enabling third-level feature eligibility. If you do this, you instantly signal to YouTube that you are a legitimate creator, not some bot.
All right, so you've done it. You've proven you're human, your videos are finally getting some views. You've now entered the next phase, the proving ground. This is where YouTube really starts to dig in and figure out who your audience actually is. Now, this is where a lot of creators feel stuck. They call it the 30K view jail because their videos seem to hit a wall. But here's the key thing you gotta understand. It is not a jail. From YouTube's perspective, it's a crucial data collection phase. They are actively investing views in your content so they can learn from it.
So during this phase, every short you post gets shown to a different group of about 30,000 people. YouTube is basically building a profile, trying to find that perfect audience for your stuff. They're asking, who actually likes this? So if you feel like you're stuck in this phase, it's actually a pretty good sign. It means YouTube thinks your videos are good enough to test.
Okay, so you've earned some trust, and YouTube's gathering data. Now for the fun part, the breakout moment. What does the algorithm actually need to see to take your video from 30,000 views and launch it into the millions?
It really just boils down to this one single crucial idea. More than likes, more than comments, more than anything else, the algorithm is absolutely obsessed with audience retention. How long can you keep people watching? That is the ultimate test of a good video in YouTube's eyes. Just look at the difference here. On the left, you see a typical short that dies because there's this huge drop-off right at the beginning as people swipe away. But on the right, that's a viral short. The goal is to get that retention line as flat and as high as possible, keeping viewers hooked until the very end. And the power of retention is just immense. Perfect retention can literally rescue a video, even if the other metrics are kind of weak. Now, don't get me wrong, likes and comments do help, but you gotta be careful. Those spammy calls to action like, comment for the algorithm, they can actually just annoy viewers, hurt your retention, and damage that all-important trust score.
So you did it. You made a video with amazing retention and it went viral. Awesome. So what happens next? Well, you enter this special period with the algorithm that people call the honeymoon phase.
This timeline really lays out the whole journey, right? You start, you go through that seed audience phase, and then, boom, your first viral video. This is the moment that unlocks the honeymoon phase. Because you've proven you can deliver a hit, YouTube starts pushing your content way more aggressively. Your trust score gets this major boost. But listen, you have to act fast. To really take advantage of this honeymoon phase, you need to be consistent. The advice is simple. Upload every single day. This feeds the algorithm while your trust score is at its peak, and that's how you turn one viral hit into sustained channel growth. But of course, the honeymoon doesn't last forever. The final challenge is all about winning the long game. How do you maintain your success once you've become an established, trusted channel?
The ultimate goal is to reach what's known as a high trust state. This is the end game. This is when YouTube pretty much stops view jailing you entirely. They trust you so much that every single video you upload gets pushed out to a wide audience, giving it a real chance to succeed from the get-go.
But this is also where the real danger is. If you get lazy, if you start posting less often, or start dropping a bunch of bad videos, your trust score can actually plummet. And then all of a sudden, you might find your videos are only being pushed to your subscribers. You'd have to earn that trust all over again. You actually have to try harder than ever at this stage.
And finally, maybe the most important factor for long-term survival is your niche. Think about it. If you're in a really oversaturated niche where 10 other people are posting the exact same thing, YouTube will always prioritize the channels it trusts the most. Having a unique, engaging niche just makes it so much easier to stand out and to hold the algorithm's attention.
So that leaves us with one last crucial question for you to think about as you move forward. Take a really hard look at your content strategy. Is the niche you've chosen your greatest strength? The thing that's helping you build a loyal audience and a high trust score? Or is it your biggest obstacle, forcing you to compete in this endless sea of identical content? The answer could really define your entire journey on the platform.